your book, I was shocked to find out that you shared about your decision to have an abortion.
Yeah.
And you also go deep about how you told Ryan about this. So I want to know, how did he react and how did it affect your relationship?
Yeah, I mean, I share in the book that, you know, when I had made that decision, I made it by myself. And as I feel like, you know, is the case for a lot of women. And I did not share it with Ryan at the time. And by the time we sort of reconnected and I was like, gosh, there's a reason why you keep coming back in my life and we keep coming back together. And I was like, I have to tell you something. You know, I put in the book, like, verbatim what he said, and I think it was the kindest and best thing that any man could have ever said in that situation. And it just made me love him that much more. So I thank him for that. Yeah.
So, and you guys have to hear this because we all kind of were like, what a man, when we heard his reaction. For those who haven't, and you're not spoiling it, but what did he say?
He said, you know, in the short time that we dated, I wish that I could have done something to make you feel like you could have trusted me with that information, because I would have loved to have been there with you. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much.
So selfless.
Yeah.
Naya Rivera arrested for domestic battery. The former Glee star was arrested and charged with misdemeanor domestic battery on Saturday after an alleged altercation with her husband, Ryan Dorsey. A spokesperson for the Kanawha County Sheriff's Office tells ET that police responded to a domestic violence complaint at a home in Chesapeake, West Virginia, and talked to Dorsey, who alleged that Rivera struck him in the head and face. The officer saw minor injuries consistent with Dorsey's statement, and according to the spokesperson, Dorsey also showed deputies a video which supported his account of the incident. The 30-year-old actress was arraigned in court and then released on bond. Her arrest comes just 1 month after she filed to dismiss her divorce from Dorsey. Rivera filed for divorce in November 2016 after 2 years of marriage. She and Dorsey share a 2-year-old son, Josie.
Naya Rivera had a bad Thanksgiving.
Really bad.
You know her from Glee. She was arrested on Saturday for allegedly beating on her husband, Ryan Dorsey. They were spending Thanksgiving together at his family's in West Virginia, taking a walk with their 2-year-old son.
With the kid. It's always so hard when the kid's around.
And somehow they were arguing over the kid with the kid. And according to him, she just went to town on him.
Yeah, we were told that his injuries included he got hit in the face, he got hit in the lip, but he did not have to go to the hospital.
My understanding is, though, he had blood, he had a bloody lip.
Yeah, bloody lip, he got hit in the head, but he did not have to go to the hospital.
So apparently he actually videotaped this. I'm assuming he had an iPhone. So I don't know how that works. But in the middle of the argument, he picks up the iPhone.
Well, sometimes in a situation where
she must have started hitting him,
and then he's like,
she picks up the phone, and then she records it.
Right.
He records it. So apparently he recorded the beating, which is obviously powerful evidence if that's so, and gave it to the police. So the police have this video. Now, this is misdemeanor battery. She actually appeared in court over the weekend where she was arraigned and released, I believe, in $1,000 bail. But that is her in court.
Looking pretty crazy.
Yeah, not the way you want to spend Thanksgiving weekend for sure.
But Big Sean told us, though, that she's off her marbles. So, I mean, I don't know why anybody's surprised.
Yeah, I mean, look, we don't know what precipitated, specifically what precipitated it. We know that they were arguing about the child. We don't know what she says he was doing.
Right.
So that's probably going to be the defense here.
At this point, it's just basically his out. But like she said before, Big Sean had said before that, like, she was maybe a little bit off kilter and stuff like that, and people will rush to judgment before the rest of these facts have come out. But it's interesting that the kind of shoes on the other foot here in terms of this actual case, because I feel like people are less likely to believe the man in this. I've seen a lot of stuff on social media with people saying there's no possible way she could have actually done these things.
But it's on camera, so clearly, and if you have blood on him, that's evidence enough. I mean, it doesn't, like, a lot of times women could be the people that end up beating up the man if that type of situation. People are always like, oh, but he's a man, he's a man. No, women have hands too.
Hi, this is Kimberly from Austin, and this is Danger Pants. You know, in all seriousness, there is no reason for anybody to put their hands on anyone. regardless of the situation, unless you're defending yourself. And I mean, if this guy had a camera out and knew something was going to go down, he should have, taken himself out of this situation because his kid was there. I mean, that's not good on either one of them. So I think that really, if he had any inkling that this woman was going to act crazy and do something that was going to be worthy of cameras, he probably shouldn't have had his child in that situation whatsoever. So I have to think that maybe, he is of a lesser stature than she is in terms of money and prestige in the terms of Hollywood. And I have to think that maybe he's been advised to document all these things so that later on, if he goes for spousal support or whatever is given in California.
We don't know that they're getting divorced. And as a matter of fact, what's interesting about this, by the way, do you know this? Do you know who picked her up?
Who?
His parents.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
They actually
really
called
is.
off their divorce in October of this year, but they did file for divorce back last year.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
Interesting that his family picked her
Yeah, well,
up.
that's it. Not my mama wouldn't. Okay, somebody hit me, you're gonna have yourself right in jail. Don't depend on Claudette.
Okay, that's a warning to the world about Raquel.
We have recovered video evidence from the dock that shows Miss Rivera and her son being the only two people getting on board the boat. We've had no indication after talking to her son that Miss Rivera made it to shore. So the focus of our search efforts are in the water at this time. If you've ever watched underwater video and you've seen divers in the ocean, typically the visibility in the ocean water is much better. So in the lake, the visibility is terrible. In this particular lake, in that area, there's a lot of trees and plants and such that are under the water that can cause entanglements. Makes it unsafe for the divers, and it makes it a more complicated search. We have to go with where the boat was found initially and then work our way outward from there. And when you're talking about underwater and visibility that's really limited, it's a slow-going search process.
911. Lake Piru. The emergency is we have a missing person.
A nightmare comes to life on this California lake.
This just seems like a tragic accident. You come out here for a great day and something bad happens.
Actress Naya Rivera, last seen alive in this surveillance video, leaving the dock for a fun afternoon with her 4-year-old son. Now presumed dead after going missing Wednesday. Her son was found safely asleep on board their pontoon rental by another boater who called 911 when they realized the child was alone on the boat.
No signs of foul play, no signs of anything that went wrong besides a tragic accident.
The 33-year-old made her mark on the hit TV show Glee as the sharp-tongued Santana.
And if you ever tell anyone this, I'll deny it. But I like being in Glee Club. It's the best part of my day, okay?
On Thursday, co-stars, friends, and fans began sharing heartfelt pleas online, hoping for a miracle. Heather Morris writing, "We need your love and light," and Demi Lovato asking followers to pray for her to be found safe and sound. From its first episode, Glee was a cultural phenomenon, drawing 11 million viewers. Fans lovingly referred to themselves as Gleeks. Over the course of 6 seasons, it was nominated for 40 Emmys, winning 6.
Glee was groundbreaking for its diversity, for its storylines, for showing characters of all sexual orientations.
Sadly, Rivera's disappearance isn't the first tragedy to rock the Glee family. The show has been marred by misfortune.
And now to the search for answers tonight after the death of actor Cory Monteith.
Just a small town girl.
7 years ago, lead star Cory Monteith died from an accidental drug overdose shortly before Glee's 5th season. His character, Finn Hudson's death, written into a future episode dedicated to his life. In 2018, another cast member, Mark Salling, who played Puck on the show, died by suicide after pleading guilty to charges of child pornography.
You see that gorgeous smile right here, Naya?
Rivera's short life had been almost always in the spotlight, nabbing her first role on the TV show Royal Family at the age of 4.
Whenever Grandpa wanted to talk about you, I had to leave the room.
But her big break came with Glee. Portraying a lesbian cheerleader was revolutionary at the time.
It's no secret that Brittany and I are together.
And the role rocketed her to fame.
Naya Rivera's role was really groundbreaking, really brought representation to the forefront of television.
Rivera appeared on the cover of Rolling Stone in 2013. That same year, she co-hosted Fashion Police alongside the legendary Joan Rivers.
Okay, my best, I think, was the 2013 GLAAD Awards.
Most recently, she was showing off her dancing skills again as the lead star of the YouTube show Step Up High Water. The show had just been renewed for a 3rd season by cable network Stars.
She was very excited to join that series, which is quite an accomplishment because oftentimes in Hollywood, when characters are so famous from one particular role, they can be typecast. But for Naya, that did not seem to happen.
Rivera was immensely popular on social media, boasting millions of followers across Twitter and Instagram. Just 1 week ago, the actress shared a tweet that now seems prophetic. Make the most of today and every day you are given. Tomorrow is not promised. It was a calm and sunny Wednesday on Lake Piru in Southern California, when Rivera rented a pontoon for an afternoon of boating and swimming with her son. The boat was later located on the north side of the lake, where 4-year-old Josie was sleeping on board, but Rivera was nowhere to be found.
A basic timeline is that Miss Rivera and her son came here to enjoy a day at the lake. They rented a boat. Miss Rivera had been to the lake before. She's familiar with it. And they went out for a day on the lake.
A search and rescue operation was launched Wednesday evening, but at nightfall, the search was paused due to dangerous conditions. Thursday morning, it was relaunched as a recovery mission.
When you have the information that an adult life jacket was left on board, that pontoon boat wasn't anchored, what does that lead you to believe?
It's hard to draw conclusions with just that. You know, it's like I wish that we had a means of really understanding what happened. But they might have innocently just been playing in the water, and any number of things could have happened. Miss Rivera could have had a medical episode of some sort. We don't know.
With Rivera still missing, questions remain as to what happened on board that led to her disappearance. Authorities struggling to piece together a timeline based off of 4-year-old Josie's recollections.
It can't be easy in your position when your witness is a 4-year-old.
No, because you want to try and limit the amount of trauma that he's going through.
The boy told police the duo went for a swim, but his mom did not get back on the boat. Low visibility and debris have hampered investigators. The sheriff telling reporters her body may be trapped underwater.
If the body is entangled in something beneath the water, it may never come back up.
By all accounts, Rivera was a doting mom. 2 days ago, the Star posted this snap of her and her son with the caption, "Just the two of us."
If you look at the pictures, if you look at what she said in interviews, her son seemed to be her world.
Earlier tonight in Ventura, the case still unresolved as the search for Rivera was called off a second day with no body found. Friends, family, and fans left mourning another Glee life cut short. The actress once sang "If I Die Young" on the show.
If I die young, bury me in satin, lay me down on...
What was once a loving tribute to castmate Cory Monteith, now a haunting omen. Another life lost too soon.
Words of a love song.